to Hogan again. Oh boy, Hulk Hogan's these insecurity exposed by WWE champion. Okay, okay. Man. What did he do? What did he do this time?
But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero? And they tried to kill the next president of the United States. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
There are so many reasons the wrestling community despises Hulk Hogan.
I used to be good friends with Hulk Hogan. I remember the first day I was in a town called Florence, South Carolina, and it was the first time I saw Hulk Hogan since I won the title. And I remember thinking, Hulk Hogan was always my friend. You know, was always a fan of my work. He told me his dad was the biggest Heart Foundation fan, and that of all people, his dad loved the Heart Foundation. I always thought Hulk was one of my good friends. When I first started wrestling, I worked with Hulk a lot, and I taught him a lot and helped him when he first started. And when he became a big star, I always thought we were pretty good friends. But the day when I won the title, I guess I was no longer Hulk's friend anymore.
And yet we have seen so many examples of why this may be. It's because of his character towards other pros, and the fans pay attention.
Bret hates everybody.
Why is he so
Bret
bitter?
hates It's not me, it's Flair, it's Vince. You know, I'll never work for Vince again after what happened to my family, and then he's back. You know, it just never ends with him.
This was Hulk on Logan Paul's podcast, trying to play cleanup, but it simply did not work.
Because I remember the first time I saw him, I went up to say hi to him, walked down the ramp going into the building, and he was standing against the wall talking to Brutus Beefcake. And I walked up to him, I said, hey Terry, you know, I came up to shake his hand, and he had his arms crossed like this, and he wouldn't even take my hand. He wouldn't shake my hand. I remember just looking at me and sort of nodding and talking to Beefcake. And so I remember just standing there like this with my hand up for about 20 seconds, and I just walked away, and I was like, him.
It just says so much about a person when your coworkers, your friends, your competitors,
That's dirty,
wrestling, spill the tea and trash you over and over again. It is a clear sign of who Terry Bollea truly is.
Hogan is heard on the tape, which was recorded in 2006, talking about his daughter Brooke, who he accused of sleeping with an African American. I mean, I am a racist to a point. But then, when it comes to nice people and whatever, then says, I mean, I'd rather, if she was going to, I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot worth $100 million. Like
damn, Hogan.
Guess we're all a little racist.
Oh boy,
If one forgets, here's another.
I heard
reason.
about this already, but still.
He had problems with Macho
Heard
Man
about
or
that.
Warrior, whoever else. He was a guy that thought he was everything in wrestling, and that everyone else was.
Damn.
We were all backup players to Hulk Hogan, and that's the way he saw it. And once that belt was on me, I became the enemy or somebody that had to be removed. I think what really was going on is that Hogan was putting a lot of pressure on Vince to take the belt and take it off me and put it on him. Otherwise, he was going to go to WCW. So I think it was our last. Vince just pulled the plug on me, like everything he said, everything he promised me and said to me didn't matter. Just unplug that and put in Hulk Hogan again.
Well, that's just crappy all around. It's uncalled for. And Hogan likely knows this, but does not care, because he's a selfish individual. Hart would go over how Hogan refused to work with him, told Vince McMahon that the Hitman was out of his league, and refused Bret Hart's finish. When called out, Hogan lied and eventually left for the WCW anyway.
Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStrom Show. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
I would probably say I've trained more in the last week than Mick Foley's trained in 30 years. Mick Foley was
Oh, I
sleeping,
remember I
eating
seen this clip.
cheeseburgers and M&Ms. I was in the gym working out. I work out 2 hours a day. I've been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah, I remember I reacted to
It
this clip.
depends on where you want to be. The early bird ain't no worm. I mean, when these guys are sleeping, I'm training. When these guys are driving at night sometimes and partying, whatever, I'll go back home and I'll train. It all depends on how much respect you have for yourself. Now, nothing against Mick Foley. I didn't have to prostitute my body and throw myself, over the coals into the fire and the glass to make $1. I decided to train and go another way.
But then we go over more reasons why his fellow wrestlers do not respect him. Probably because he says stuff like this.
He's never wrestled with me. I think if you ask guys like The Rock and guys like Stone Cold, if I was in shape when I wrestled them, if you ask Shawn Michaels, was I in shape when I put in 27 minutes with him in 1996, I think they'd say I was in deceptively good shape. I'm not trying to excuse myself, because part of the reason I retired earlier than I should have is all the damage that the extra weight may have done to my knees and back, and that cost me. But for Hulk Hogan to say that, I think is a lie, and I think it's kind of cruel. And I think if Hulk Hogan were to have wrestled me in his career, that he would sound more or less like a whiny girl in a porno film, saying "not so fast and not so hard," because he
I remember that.
contact.
Or the likes of Mick Foley
Not so
have to
fast.
defend themselves from his attacks.
I've been in this business for over 40 years, and the greatest part
Oh boy, that was rough that night. That night was rough. Woo, that was rough. Ads. They don't give a damn about your beer. They don't. They buy Stone Cold's beer before they buy yours. Damn, you getting Andre and Savage booed.
He gets mercilessly booed because, again, the fans are not dumb. They know the intricacies of this sport.
He disrespected me and my family through the media waves, Instead of you having a problem with me, you call me to the side, man to man. We talk about it. We agree to disagree. We have a fight. We have an adult beverage. Whatever. Right. Man to man.
That's how men do.
Mano y mano. Okay.
That's how we do.
That's not the way he does it. Yeah. He's a wuss. You see what I'm saying? He goes on the airwaves and he disrespects me. He gives me a shot over the radio, gives me a shot over the TV, he gives me a shot over the internet, here and there, but nothing face to face.
Yeah.
Nothing face to face. Nothing face to face. You got it? And so that's the deal.
And when legends like this, the Macho Man Randy Savage, speak out, we pay heed to their words.
Look at the shirt, the MAGA powers. We're gonna destroy the woke. What are they gonna do when we drop the big boot on trans and we drop the big boot on everything? We're gonna drop the big boot on Social Security. Does that work for you, brother? Trump is a real felon. Then he went to Epstein Island. Trump, no physical, no political violence. No political violence. No political violence, though.
Thus, when he's not getting clowned by comedian Robbie Roadsteamer,
That's really one part of the problem that Terry has. He never had room in his heart or mind to believe that people were fans of the other characters, other than Hulk Hogan. I know you.
Yeah, the guy made a video like this the
And
other
you know
week.
You know that I know the real.
Yeah.
You know that I know that when you think about the wrestling world, in your mind, there was only room for Terry Bollea and nobody else. You have a long-running reputation for being
Yeah, he
a liar
made. Hold on.
and a fraud.
Yeah, the guy. I think it's the same guy. He made a video like this the other week. Similar. Talking about I remember Warrior saying that. I remember Warrior made a separate video years ago. But yeah, even when The Rock and Stone Cold was there, some people like The Rock more, some people like Stone Cold more. Yeah, even though he was already a star, some people like The Taker more. So yeah, it wasn't just about Stone Cold and The Rock, even though they was hotter than hell at the time. But yeah, I see, but I think this guy made this video similar to this with the thing, it was last week or the week before last.
And a phony.
Legends like the Ultimate Warrior make their feelings known when it comes to Terry.
The Warrior wasn't having it.
The thing is the timing. Because when I saw that open lane with Bud Light crash and burn with that marketing plan, I said, oh boy, here we go. He asked me if I ever thought about doing an alcohol endorsement.
I don't mess with the drinking, but
not before,
Bud Light is
probably
the most well-known beer.
I think I got this crazy idea for a beer that America's been waiting for. Democrats and the Republicans don't talk. I was thinking, wow, this is even bigger than politics, because the beer I was thinking of, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what color your skin is, or what your sexual preferences. This is the beer for all real Americans, because we're all real Americans. And I was telling Trump, my idea was let's bring America back together one beer at a time.
Unity through alcohol.
Yeah, there you go. I love it. This crazy idea for a beer. I see the whole country being divided and diverse, but I get an idea for a beer that it doesn't matter if you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, it doesn't matter what sex you are,
less about
it doesn't
the
matter what race you are, where you're from, what you believe in. I've got a beer that's going to bring America back together, one beer at a time.
Like that beer can. I don't care what
is real American beer is.
Brother. Okay, sure. I mean, it's a broad statement. Doesn't matter if you're Republican. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat. Doesn't matter if you're straight. Doesn't matter if you're gay. Doesn't matter if you're a man or you're a woman.
We all want a good life. We want our family, our friends. We want to have the borders closed. We want.
Wait. He just.
Okay, I mean, you cut these guys off. Yeah, I'm not with the drinking shit anyway. I don't care if I don't care if Nia Jax and Miss King came out with a beer. I'm still not touching it. I don't care about no damn beer. Oh no, I'm just saying this. That's right. Now I say, well, yeah, you did. You buy it. I was like, no, I wouldn't buy it either. The hell out of here. That's a little drinking, but yeah. Now, that old drunk, he'll buy it, slap somebody in the face, end up getting his ass whooped. Talking about he feel like slapping somebody after he done took 2 sips. Yeah, but I don't fool with that shit.
Snuck in. We want the borders.
Drinking business.
He wants the borders closed. And he sneaked that one in. Oh my God.
And at the end of the day, we want God back in our schools and in our churches and in our life.
Holy cow. We all want God back in our lives. I don't want to get killed at the gas pump. I just want mandatory prayer at the beginning of every school day. Oh my gosh. I mean, I really was. I was on board. I was on board and I thought it was maybe just a little short-sighted. Now, holy cow, that was
Hogan.
Fired a brand ambassador because she was black. We already know.
Heard about this too.
How
I heard about
feels
this.
About black women dating one of his children. So we already know that. That recording's out there. Influencer Essence, Janai, has made allegations against Hulk Hogan that she was fired from her position as a brand ambassador for Hogan's, quote, real American beer, end quote.
It was about the beer. I didn't know about that part.
Being black. According
I heard about it when he fired the girl.
This influencer, her contract was supposed to last a week, but after promoting the brand for just one day on July 2nd, Hogan canceled the contract. Okay? So she revealed that she was replaced immediately
This fucking guy
by other brand ambassadors on July 3rd who were white.
She also shared a text message from Hogan's team stating that Hogan wanted to cancel the events completely. Quote, her agent wrote, Essence, you didn't do anything wrong at all. In fact, I'm sure you did great. But this client wants us to cancel the rest of the event this week. I'm really sorry. So she replied, oh my God, what happened? Are they only taking me off of the events, or are they canceling the events completely? Her agent replied, all the rest of the events are canceled completely.
And who could forget that this is what the WWE signed up for?
Then I know they took
130.
they took Hogan off a Saturday night's event or main event or something the other week. They said, oh no, they said, oh no, we're not going through this shit again. But yeah, I remember a similar video a couple of weeks ago I reacted to, but this Hogan business, boy. I remember, like I said, I remember the Warrior part perfectly. Because Warrior had about an hour-long video. It's up on YouTube still somewhere. He said that man was going in. He wasn't having it. Then I remember the whole Hall of Fame weekend or WrestleMania weekend. They talked and shook hands, and I think it was on the WWE channel or Warrior DVD or something, or some documentary. And yeah, and Warrior said something like, I didn't appreciate talking about this and that or whatever it was. Yeah, he had to straighten. But yeah, I remember seeing a similar video with the booing thing, and that was seriously, all shit aside, that was rough. That was brutal.